Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 129 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow you guys do when you do your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on tonight, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll do our best to get to it. And then I always make sure I mention our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional stream. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. Let's see who we have in the chat tonight. I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing this, but request for more free intro video clips, including StreamYard clock counters. Good. I'd be curious. Sounds like clock counters is one of them, but I'd be curious what other kinds of templates would be useful in there for you guys beyond just the single countdown timer that we have now. Maybe like a waiting screen or something. I'd be curious. Freedom Patriot Network says #ask more recording time for pro accounts. Coming in July, we'll be streaming for about 8 hours.
Cool.
Possibly, we will be when team accounts come along, we'll be rethinking some of our plans, and longer recording time is possibly going to be part of that. So yeah, you might be in for a good surprise. Before I forget, you mentioned the StreamYard shows. So we got Spotlight Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show about you guys, where Dana and Kelsey highlight folks in the StreamYard community and how they're having success with live streaming. We have live stream reviews Saturdays at noon Eastern, once a month. That is with Daniel Batal and Dee Niman. And then the other weeks, it's with Christian and Letitia doing channel reviews. It's an awesome show. We got Coffee with the Ducks every other week, Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, with Jorge and Dana, if you want to get to know more people behind the scenes at StreamYard. And then recently we've got Live Stream Impact with with Julie, Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then also Open Office in the community group. If you have any other questions, and that community group is just on Facebook. It's just cool StreamYard community on Facebook. You'll find that right away.
Cool. And does Open Office have a set time, or no?
It does have a set time. I just need to add it to the.
Okay, I think I asked that before as well. We'll get there.
I'll update it for next week. I was curious of you guys what you think of the StreamYard shows. If you have one that's your favorite in particular, if it's the type of thing where you'd like to see more shows on different types of topics or less, curious to get your guys' feedback. Do let us know.
Cool.
I think I saw some other questions in here. It's cool seeing people from all over the world. A couple people from Mexico. Hey, Jason, nice to see you here. It's definitely been a while. Hope you're doing well. Marley says, use StreamYard to broadcast all sessions during my 2-day Spark conference this week. Can't imagine how I would have managed without it. That's great to hear. Marley's glad it was a success for you.
Very cool. I'd be curious what the conference is about.
Yeah, the Spark conference. Yeah, I'd be curious too. Joe Dog says, feature suggestion on the green screen set page. Can you move the slider above the screen choices so you can see what the opacity is as you slide it?
Cool.
Any thoughts on that one, Dan? I can't actually remember with the green screen.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. We can definitely look into it.
Cool. Truth with Tom says, hey guys, I do so appreciate your tech support. Awesome people. Thanks for that, Tom. If you guys have any particular topics you'd like us to hit on, do let us know. We did have a couple announcements tonight. One was GitHub Education Partnership. So if you're a student or you know anyone that's a student, be sure to check that out. I think the URL is streamyard.com/github-students. You can also find it on GitHub's page. But yeah, if you're a current student, you get free access to the StreamYard Essentials plan, which is a special plan that's not listed on our pricing page, just for students. We also ran it a while back for a special that we did. So be sure to check that out if you're a student or you know a student that would benefit from live streaming. Almost forget, we did have a fun fact this week as well. It was favorite movie as a kid. I think mine was Sandlot. What was yours?
You know what's interesting? I don't know if I've ever even seen The Sandlot.
Oh, you got to watch Sandlot. Sandlot
is, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. So yeah, I think mine, I don't know if you're going to laugh at it, but it was Matilda. It was my favorite movie when I was really young.
I'm not going to laugh at it. Matilda's a great movie. I didn't watch as much as Sandlot, but
I think I wanted to be magic, so.
I definitely enjoyed it.
Didn't we all?
Other thing I wanted to quickly announce was there is actually a Hopin integration now for those of you that use Hopin. If you don't know what Hopin is, it's a virtual events platform that now owns StreamYard. We're part of the Hopin team. But if you're doing a Hopin event, the StreamYard Studio is now built directly into Hopin. So you can stream in your event, get the comments, show them on screen, all of that fun stuff. So if you've used it, let us know. I'd be curious what you think of it. Let's see here. Andy says, I broadcast every day using StreamYard and sometimes more than once. The duck always rocks. Appreciate that, Andy. Hope you're doing well. Done a couple, I think I've done actually 2 interviews with Andy over a long period. I think one was like 2 years ago, one was like 1 year ago. Pretty cool. Let's see here. David says, my college students enjoyed StreamYard. That's awesome. You should tell them to check out the GitHub Students plan. Marley says, Spark reimagine expos and events, hosted thought leaders on how to reinvent the industry going forward. Sounds like an awesome event.
Cool.
Hector says, question, why with the full screen, I can't see other people in the green room? Is there a way to do that? So I guess one option we could do is have there isn't an option, Hector. So the idea of full screen is it does take up the entire screen. We could do something at some point maybe where it overlays the other people on the screen, but right now there's no option to see the other people in the green room if you are in full screen mode.
Yeah, there's a few things we do just to try and help a bit. Like if you wanted to use full screen, I find it's mostly guests that will actually use full screen, not as much hosts. But as the host, a few things we do try to do is the private chat will still show up, so private messages will still appear, just so you know if something's going on, like your guest needs help. And then also, I think it's still pretty useful. Is we do have that, we call it the doorbell. Basically, when a guest enters. So if you're say you're by yourself and you're full screening, and then you're waiting for someone to enter, you could still have the doorbell, like the thing that dings when somebody enters, which is just one of the settings we have. Then at least you know when someone enters, but you can't add and remove them or do any of the advanced logic, just because, yeah, it is full screen, so we hide almost everything.
Joe says, I love the ease of use and backstage, but it would be awesome to have a waiting room area as well where the guests waiting are not seeing the broadcast. Absolutely, Joe, that one comes up a lot. I'd be curious, we are starting to think through it, so I'd be curious to learn more as far as how you're using that. Is it the type of thing where you're doing a long event and you have lots of different people coming in at different times and you sort of need them to have a place to wait until they come on? Is it just like shorter streams where you have a bunch of people that you're cycling through? Just curious to learn more about your use case, but it's definitely something we'd like to provide a better experience for, because right now the guest is just prompted that it's full. Also would be curious to know if it's the type of thing where if it would be okay if all your guests were sort of backstage with just like a live chat talking with each other, or if you actually would want them to be able to see the broadcast. I'm assuming you would, but yeah.
So here he actually says guests not seeing the broadcast, which I assume that's what you mean too, Joe. You don't want them to see it. I'm curious why. Like it almost sounds like specifically I do not want them to see it. Yeah, so maybe if you don't mind letting us know why that is.
Yeah, I need to read more carefully. Thanks for
long yeah.
Let's see here. Chris and Sandy Show says, we love StreamYard, started our show in January of 2020 and started video in October of 2020, all the way with StreamYard. That's awesome to hear, Chris and Sandy. Thanks for that. All right, let's see if we had any feedback on the new Hopin integration. Joe says the live chat without them seeing it would be awesome. Interesting.
Like the live chat so that guests don't see it?
Yeah, let us know. Johnny says, it just so happens the Spotlight show is my favorite. Dana Bents. Thanks for the feedback there, Johnny.
Cool.
And actually, another thing we were curious to get your guys' feedback on at some point too is we were considering changing sort of the format of the town hall. Instead of it being 30 minutes every single week, maybe doing a longer form one, more like once a month or bi-weekly or something like that. Curious what you guys think of that format, or if you prefer the weekly setup. Let us know.
Yeah, one nice thing about weekly is it's a lot more consistent, so it's just part of your schedule. But yeah, always just trying to find whatever's best.
Cool. Hiroshi says, I got a response back from your support staff about mobile app. Have an issue with wireless Go and SC15 cable not working with StreamYard. Any solution? Off the top of my head, I don't have a solution for you, Hiroshi. The live chat is going to be your best that. So if they did get back to you, I'd probably just go back and forth with them, and they can hopefully help you figure out a solution. I'm not familiar specifically with that device. Most people saying stay weekly. Good to know.
Cool.
All right, let's see what else we had for tonight. Other one we wanted to quickly mention, we do have a new homepage. So if you guys have any feedback on that, do let us know. We have had the old one for it was over 2 years, so it is a pretty big change. So curious if you guys like it. To see it, you can either log out or just look at it in an incognito tab to see what it looks like. I think it's an improvement.
Yeah, so this is just for reference so everyone knows what you're talking about. This is not like the dashboard page on StreamYard, but this is the page if you're not actually even logged into StreamYard that explains what StreamYard is. So if you're on StreamYard.com and you're not logged in, that's where you'll see it. But yeah, incognito window is the easiest way to actually look at it. I think it looks nice.
Ron says, relatively new to StreamYard, is it difficult to stream directly to ClickFunnels or another web page? It's a good question, Ron. So I wouldn't say it's too difficult, depending on what you're comfortable with hosting or what platform you're comfortable hosting with. So the easiest solution would just be to do like an unlisted stream on YouTube and embed that directly on your ClickFunnels page. I think we recently on the StreamYard blog, Christian just posted a new article specifically on that, on how to embed YouTube on your website. If you need something a bit more blocked off than YouTube, a bit more private, you definitely could use something like Decast or Vimeo, or there's a few other ones out there that basically are just, you set up your own essentially streaming server that you can send a custom RTMP feed to, which would allow you to do it as well. So I wouldn't say it's too difficult, just a few different steps there. But if you can use YouTube, that's probably the easiest, and you'll even get the chat as well, so you'll get the full functionality there. Hey, Anita, nice to see you here. Sounds like most folks thinks weekly 30 minutes is on point, so appreciate the feedback, guys.
Cool.
Gizzard Gary says, it would also be nice to have the option to auto-add new people to the chat. That way, if the host is away or gets disconnected, the show can keep going while the host tries to reconnect. It's an interesting suggestion, Gary. One thing that we're hoping would probably help solve that would be the co-hosting type option, where essentially you have someone else that can have the same controls as you as the host. I would be a little bit nervous that if you're the host, having guests just popping in and you not having full control of the screen. But if it is an option, I guess that's your choice to make.
Yep.
Thanks for the clarification. Joe says, it would be great to have the live chat, be able to let the guests know they are there, but not have them enter the studio until we are ready. Noted.
Cool.
Skip View says, so are you guys going to do a collab with the Impartial Geek here on YouTube? Because I got the email regarding the Creators Guild. I've been a Creative Guild member with David Foster's YouTube Creators Guild. So I guess there's maybe a couple Creators Guilds. The partnership with the Creators Guild, Skip, was with Teachable. Teachable got together a few different partners. I think we were part of it. Calendly, Teachable, obviously, Pat Flynn's Smart Passive Income, and a few other great companies that are Escape Pixels. There's a lot of great tools that would be helpful for your live streaming setup. So do check that out. If you happen to have the link, Dana, and you're watching, it'd be great if you could share it. David Foster's great, so maybe there is a collab at some point, but it is a different Creators Guild. Let's see. Hector says, please, we ASAP need the ability to pause a recording.
Interesting.
And I assume, Hector, this is when you're doing a record only. Yeah, it must be a record only broadcast. So noted.
And I'm wondering, like, pause and restart, or like just like stop and do a separate thing, or actual pause where like you stream or record rather for 15 seconds, then you pause it, do something, then you continue, and then when you download the recording, it's just one solid thing without that extra gap. Be curious just exactly what you're looking for, and also just why you want it.
Absolutely.
But definitely open to it.
Sounds like Michelle's missing Dan from the homepage. Dan unfortunately got cut from the homepage. Maybe we should add him back. But
that was yeah, it's all good. That's pretty funny.
Kathy says, is StreamYard compatible with Mac computers thinking about upgrading? Absolutely. That's one of the main benefits is StreamYard works across all your devices, even if you're, even Linux or something like a bit more unique than a Mac. It works on everything.
Yeah, we did. When we built StreamYard, one of the main things was we wanted to work on essentially every device. So not just Windows and Macs, but even like Chromebooks, Linux devices, phones, just everything we possibly could get it to work on. So it should work on all types of Macs.
Dave says, is there a way in full screen mode in SY to not have the comments in the private chat appear on the screen? I actually rarely use full screen mode, so I can't even remember what it looks like. Do they pop? Do they like hover over it?
Yeah, the private chat comments do. Not right now. I'd actually be curious, Dave, why? Is it just distracting? Is it like you're screen sharing it or something? So, you're screen sharing like another program. Just curious to know why you want to remove them. But not away right now.
Hiroshi says, I've achieved 400 daily Facebook Live show today with StreamYard. Thank you guys for making my show easily. Congrats on that, Hiroshi. That's awesome that you're able to attract that big of an audience. All right, let's see what else we had for tonight. Quickly mention, because I forgot to mention the last couple of weeks, we are accepting contributors, like additional writers for the StreamYard blog. So if there's a topic you feel like an expert on that you feel like you can contribute to, feel free to go to StreamYard.com/contact. And there's a form there for you to submit. We've already had some great submissions from live streamers in the community, so we'd love to hear from you. This week we had a great one from Matt Schick, all about the best tips for having great on-screen presence. There was some really good resources in that blog too, as far as he has like an overlay that you can use to sort of help position yourself on camera easily with you and your guests. It was great, the resources in there, so check that out. Other question we wanted to ask you guys was, I think we asked it a long time ago, but it's definitely been some time, so curious how many people have adopted it since, is TikTok. Like how many of you are actively using TikTok? And if you are you interested in streaming there? Part of the reason that prompted us to bring it up again is recently for certain creators on TikTok, they have opened up the ability to send in RTMP feeds. So you can actually use custom RTMP option to go to TikTok if you've been sort of reached out to by TikTok. So given that, we were hoping to learn a bit more from you guys to see how you were thinking about that and whether or not it's something you're using, or if you have access to it, that'd be cool. Let us know if you are actually streaming with RTMP to TikTok.
Cool.
You've never really used TikTok, have you, Dan?
No, not a big TikTok user. It's cool though. They do a very good job with their algorithms and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty impressive how quickly, like for those of you that if you've never used TikTok, you'd realize quickly as you scroll through it how quickly it gets to know the type of stuff you want to see. It's impressive. Dave says mostly for screen sharing regarding the comments on screen. Makes sense. Larry says, great idea. Pause the recording is a really good idea. The reason is if you have a 30-minute interview and the interviewer needs a break or has to take a phone call, it's great to be able to pause the recording. That makes sense. So you don't have a long gap in there in a bigger file.
Cool.
Michael says, have you ever heard me say that I would like to see pin posts? We have all your requests, Michael, on a
that's good.
on a product board. So definitely noted and on the list to add.
I just like the way you phrased it.
David says, how about my usual requests for picks and guest spots? I don't actually remember that one, David, so maybe I need to pay closer attention. I'm curious what...
Sharing pictures.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the avatar. Yeah, I was thinking that we do have the ability to upload avatars, but you just mean sharing pictures in general. That is on the list as well, coming up with a way beyond. Screen sharing can be a bit clunky if you have a single monitor, so we definitely want an easier way for people to share sets of pictures. Hiroshi says, question, number of comments shown on the broadcast studio is limited to 100 comments now, I believe, but you're increasing it. When will it be? Yes, we will actually be increasing it to unlimited, so you'll be able to scroll back forever throughout the entirety of your chat, which I know for I run into it as well. For if you have a pretty fast-paced chat, you quickly lose comments that you want to touch on. So definitely want to address that, and it will be infinite. Don't have a specific date for you, Hiroshi, but it is coming. Barb says, hi for today, 108, tomorrow 110. Yeah, I forgot Barb is also in Well, technically, we're in Washington now, actually, but really close to Oregon, where Barb is. And yeah, it's it's super hot here. I think
It's
today
cooking.
it is.
Yeah.
Well, how hot was it today, Dan?
I think it's like 45 Celsius. Sorry, I'm Canadian. I don't speak fair.
It's like close to one. Yeah, I think it was 108. I think it was. We're not in the exact same place as Barb, but I'm guessing it was around 108. But yeah,
I think it's the hottest weather I've ever been in. I really like hot weather though. No complaints. I was enjoying it.
Thanks for sharing that, Dan. Yeah, if you're interested in the Creators Guild stuff, you can access that at teachable.com/Creators Guild. Great set of products with some discounts and also a bunch of videos as well, like tutorials and whatnot for those of you that are creators. All right. Carly says 90 Fahrenheit in Seattle now. Yeah, it's still cooking. You're supposed to be on vacation, Carly.
Especially for Seattle.
Dave says, love to be able to download the comments after a broadcast as a CSV. Yeah, that's a cool request. Dave, I'm surprised we actually haven't heard it more often. Certainly something we'd like to support. Yeah, definitely noted. Kathy says, heart for unlimited comments. Yep, absolutely. Definitely pains me a bit.
Yeah, especially when we do the giveaway.
Johnny says, on TikTok, I only have 100 followers. Got to waste more time over there. Haha, it's a really fun place, though. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I don't see too many comments on TikTok, so maybe you guys aren't big users. Lots of fans of the pause suggestion, though.
It's definitely a different medium.
Yeah, it feels like it's a different type of live streaming, for sure. Gary Vee recently started going live on there with a similar format that he does on YouTube, but most of the ones I've seen, it is more of like a older Periscope type feel. But I don't know, could be a cool medium.
Very much like a here I am on my phone at some event for 5 minutes kind of thing.
Dana says, yeah, absolutely. Dana says, love TikTok, big fan, but big time waster. Yeah, easy to lose. Yeah, same with Sharon. Definitely easy to lose a lot of hours on.
That's funny.
On TikTok. Oh, thanks, Jai. I didn't even know that was a requirement. You have to have 1,000 followers to stream. It's definitely quite a few. I certainly don't have 1,000. I also don't really post on TikTok, though. All right, we should probably go ahead and do we have quite a few other topics, but it's already 6:24, so we should probably can we go ahead and do our giveaway, Dan?
Let's do it. Let me pull it up.
And while Dan's pulling that up, I did actually have one other question maybe you guys can think about while he does that, because I was super curious. Of those of you watching, how many of your live streams you do just for fun, like just for entertainment, to sort of like engage with your community on a common interest? And for how many of you do you consider it to be more part of your job, or do you have your own business where it's part of your business? Curious to know how many of you fall into those categories. Hopefully I'll be able to see them still with all the hashtag the yards. I might have timed that poorly.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's all good.
Steven says, just want to say, keep up the great work, guys. Appreciate that, Steven. For anyone new here, to be eligible, it looks like most of you definitely get the picture with the number of entries. But if you just type in hashtag the yard, you'll be eligible to win. Dan's actually got both of them in the back corner there. We'll send you a StreamYard plush duck and the StreamYard pillow. And if you want to do this giveaway, a giveaway like this yourself, it was definitely a hot request for a long time. You can access this exact same tool and do the same thing we're doing at just StreamYard.com/giveaway.
Cool.
Bong says, unfortunately, not everyone can use RTMP on TikTok. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just select group of people right now.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of curious in general, even like forgetting streaming to TikTok, how many of you are actually using TikTok as part of your strategy, or like actually creating content on TikTok of any kind?
Kirk says, my background is IT security, and TikTok has a ton of red flags. I've not done a deep dive on TikTok security, so I can't speak to that, but good to know.
Yeah, very interesting.
Luckily, I don't personally share too much confidential stuff on TikTok, but I guess if it is, never mind. All right, shall we go ahead? Let's go ahead and do the draw.
All right, so for the plush duck and a pillow. I love those pillows. They're great. Let's do it.
Joe Dog is the. I think has Joe Dog won one before?
I think Joe Dog may have won before.
Let's if regardless, Joe Dog, if you haven't won, we'll send you the stuff. But I think you have one, so we'll roll it again just in case.
Let's do it.
We'll send you an item you don't have. Joe Dog, Dana will reach out to you.
Oh boy.
Okay. Christian works for streamers, so let's do it. One more.
I think Dan was saying on Spotlight that's something similar. Employees were winning. Random chance, so you never know.
There we go. Realm of Collectors and Joe Dog. Dana will reach out to you and get your information for the plush duck and the pillow. Thanks for watching tonight. And Joe Dog, if you already won, we'll have her send you something else that you don't have.
Christian's gonna be upset we're not sending him an extra plush duck.
If Christian doesn't already have a plush duck, we can send him a plush duck. I thought he had a plush duck.
I'm sure he's got a few.
All right. Yeah, I'm still super curious, you guys, how many of you do streaming just personally versus as part of your business or for your job. Do let me know. I'll try to find. There's so many hashtag the guards, it's hard for me to see, but I am curious to know that. Joe says, we haven't used TikTok, really not interested in building followers on another platform. Fair enough. I definitely think early on when we released multi-streaming, we talked a bit about that it definitely is important to have focus. Like I think before investing in other platforms, really it's important to hit your stride on the platforms where your audience is and where you're already finding some momentum. So definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Swag says, Geige, I'm actually using the giveaway tool to choose what city we're going to do meet and greet. That's pretty cool. Are you just going to have like the winner choose the city themselves? That's awesome.
Interesting. It's a cool use case.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I would be curious, to learn more exactly how you're doing that.
Sharon says, I do really well when I post on TikTok, but so much time editing videos, much easier to go live on other platforms. Yeah, I haven't edited too many videos on TikTok. I did briefly check out their editor. It was definitely impressive as far as like how much stuff is in that, when you're just on a phone, how many features are in there. And I can imagine that it does take a lot of time to do. G23 says, I've used the giveaway widget 5 times already. Awesome. Hope you're enjoying it. Looks like we're just about out of time here. Let's see if I find any final ones. Thanks for that, Barb. Business and fun. Awesome. Us too. All right. Let's see. Hank says, I live stream for business and also stream playing Xbox for fun. Very cool. So
cool.
Sounds like a few of us are combinations. So this was episode 129 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.